What's up? What's up? Welcome to another fresh episode of Wealth for Generations. Yes, we are coming live to you from the Habari Entertainment studio out in Paradise Valley. It's 2025. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. Just stuff and things,
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things.
That's how life has been recently.
Yeah, man.
So much stuff and things.
So much. Yeah, that's kind of why I'm just like in my head, I was all like, all right, we're back into it. I'm about to come back all hyped and stuff. And I'm like, yo. So we just got done with a move. It was a big move, but it's worth it. It's worth it. There's a lot goes on in a move, but we here. We building, boy. We live now. So without any further ado, let's get into some introductions. We got this man in front of me, the reigning champ, the engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero. How you doing today, sir?
Doing great.
Flip it. There we go. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you for being able to be here, sir. Appreciate you. But let's get into today's show. I've liked the flow so far. So if you're new, this ain't new to you. But if you are old school, been rolling with me, then you may notice that I did switch up the flow a little bit. So right off the bat, we are doing it again. We're getting into the meat and potatoes. We're doing the wealthy wisdom today, or not today, but we're doing the wealthy wisdom right now. First segment of the show today. Today, we're going to be talking about the big C. Yep, the big C. Not cash, not crypto. And all you people who just caught on the last couple episodes. No, not cannabis. Nope, not that one. We're talking about confidence today. Confidence. That's one of those key characteristics entrepreneurs, business owners, and just people in general should really look into acquiring. Confidence. Confidence currency. The wealth of believing in yourself. And let me tell y'all right now, this episode is going to have a mix of real life gems, funny fails, and some next gen perspective. But doesn't quite know what's coming yet. But we'll see. We'll see. I like natural stuff, organics, But let's get into it. Let's dive into the wealthy wisdom, the meat and potatoes of the show. We're breaking down the mindset moves and mental money that build real success. And today's gem is all about the inner bankroll, which is confidence. Confidence equals currency. Confidence is like having direct deposit in your soul. And even when your actual bank account is low, you still walk in the room like your check just cleared. Cha-ching. You ever see somebody walk into a room like they own it and you're like, wait, don't they still live with their grandma? Like, that's the power of confidence. It's not about what you got, but it's about how you carry what you got. Whether you're an entrepreneur, an artist, or just trying to make it through the day, confidence is the thing that gets you to raise your hand, speak up, take that risk, or say yes to the opportunity, even though you feel just a little underqualified. So, I like to keep it organic. I like to share things and let you guys know that I've struggled with confidence. I've been bathing in confidence in times in life. And I've also faked a little confidence in times of life. With confidence?
Yeah. That's the biggest part of it. It fluctuates.
Yes, it does. It definitely does fluctuate. Indeed. So we're going to have a quick little story time, just so you guys know that a lot of the things that we talk about on the show, I have personal connections to. I'm not just up here trying to tell you a bunch of nonsense. I'm not going to be one of these people who doesn't practice what they preach, So just quick little story. I can't even pinpoint one specific moment because my whole journey has been a confidence hustle pertaining to my culinary career. For real, though, throughout my culinary career, which is going on about 2 decades now, technically still going, I definitely had to fake some confidence to get myself into better positions and better pay. I've walked into kitchens where I didn't know the right kind of terminology and I didn't know the proper way, but I knew I could figure it out. And a lot of chefs, if there's any culinary people out there who are worried about going deeper on the cusp of getting into the actual culinary world and you're just a cook, no disrespect, but there is a level to this. Um, Chefs love to hear that, you know, I can figure it out. I'm willing to learn. That was my key phrase that got me in a lot of doors. Oh yeah, I'm not sure totally about that, but I learn quick. I'm a quick learner. Even when I had no idea what the fuck they was talking about, I'll still be like, I'm a quick learner
Yeah.
because I got the confidence. I knew that whatever it was at that time in that realm, you threw it at me, I was probably going to at least be able to pull out a C performance, C or a B performance. Most likely an A, but definitely at least a C or B performance. So I had a natural connection with food, but not necessarily the textbook version. So I had to act like I belonged, like I knew I could handle it, and then just soak up the knowledge like a sponge. And man, when you start hearing folks use words that you've been trying to describe with vibes and seasoning and instinct, it's like, hey, I was right.
Mhm.
You know? That validation builds you up, and guess what? That knowledge translated into confidence. And that confidence translated into better pay, better positions, and better energy. I started from the fryer, now I'm here. And then me and my cook buddies, my chef buddies, we actually literally used to have that saying on the line. Started from the fryer, now I'm here. But in all actuality, this young man right here, where's it? There we go. This young man right here started off at Stoudemire's restaurant as a food expediter. And shout out to Ron, an Irish man who took a chance on this random young kid in the kitchen. And shout out to Bill Smith too. Because that chance, plus gaining the confidence to walk into any kitchen and feel comfortable either there or to learn, put me on a path to do everything I've done since in my culinary career. So thank you to Ron and thank you to the younger me for faking it just enough to make it real. But yes, that is my quick little story there. Sometimes you got to fake it till you make it. You just got to believe in yourself. You got to have that confidence. Coming from a guy who started off as a food expediter and then went on to be a busser runner and then went on to be an assistant manager at a pizzeria, then a manager at a pizzeria, then an assistant manager or assistant kitchen manager at Sliders, and then become a catering chef, and then ultimately being a chef running a cafe and being a private school chef. Actually, now that I think about it, I've done a couple things. But anyways, confidence, man, confidence is very important. So let me hit y'all with a quick gem. Write this down or tattoo it on your mind. Confidence builds compound interest. The more you invest in it, the more it grows, and eventually it starts working while you sleep. While you sleep. For instance, bringing it back to myself, when I was going through my Michael's life in culinary, I got repositioned and moved to certain divisions in certain areas because of certain chefs that I caught their interest and they spoke about me when I wasn't even there because they knew that even if I didn't know it, I was willing to learn and I was willing to jump in the trenches, as they would say. So that's a good example of your confidence begins working for itself without you even being there after a while. And you might not totally have it all today. That's cool, but you can borrow some. Confidence is like a startup loan. You can borrow it, but you got to pay it with action. Meaning, when I tell you that I'm a quick learner, even if I don't learn it like that, I still got to learn it though, because that's what I said I was going to do. I got to back it up with action. Use what you got. Do the things Do the thing scared. Do it awkwardly. Do it unsure. But most importantly, just do it. Every time you do, that confidence gets just a little bit more real. And one day you'll look back and be like, damn, I really did that. So, James, let's be real with people real quick.
All right.
When's the last time that you had to fake it to make it?
I mean, like the last time, I'm not sure about the last time, but I can remember, like, I don't know how I would ski with friends, okay, and
Mm-hmm.
they've been living in Aspen since they're 3, and they've been skiing since they were that age,
Mm-hmm.
and I would follow them into jumps, not knowing like what the fuck is going on, and then I see the ground and it's crazy, and then I land it, but like I had to fake the confidence because I
Mm-hmm.
was like, I'm going in with you, bro. Like,
Like,
fuck
we're
it,
all here. Like,
fuck
yeah,
it.
I'm going with you, dude. Yeah, psh,
Yeah,
I got this. You're like, oh,
yeah,
shit, I've never fucking done this before.
yes,
Oh, okay.
yes,
One of those ones where it's like, yeah. Just you go first.
yeah,
Let me
exactly.
let me see you do it first.
Yeah, no, that's how it was. I mean, and that's honestly though, like you're so right about like the compound interest. Like it made me that much better at skiing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like each time that I would do those jumps and push myself, like I would have more confidence. And, you know, especially with my skiing, um, you know, it was just great all around to fake it, I guess, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes I mean, I don't condone lying per se, but sometimes you gotta stretch the truth. You gotta embellish a little bit. It's okay to exude the confidence that you don't quite have yet. But that's why you got to back, like it says, you got to back it up with the actions. You got to back it up with the actions. And like James said, he backed it up with the action of actually going through with the jump. And then when they were like, yo, what about this bigger one?
Mhm.
Now he already has the confidence. He's like, well, shit, I did the little one. Heck yeah, I can do the big one. Even though in the far back of his head, it's still like, we ain't ready yet. We just did the little one, barely. But you got the confidence to say now, like, well, shit, yeah, let's go up one then.
Yeah.
Let's go up a level. Fuck it, I did it.
Mhm.
But yes, look, man, confidence ain't about always knowing what you're doing. It's about trusting yourself. Even it's about trusting yourself enough to try anyways. And sometimes, to be honest, if it's something that you really, really want, fuck it. You ain't even got to trust yourself. There's been times I've gone to go work on my car. this I swear to God, there's been times where I've gone to work on my car and I know in the back of my head that I hate working on cars. Almost, well, James, you probably know now, but I feel like almost everybody in my house is always thinking that like I'm some mechanic guy or something and I know what I'm doing on. I hate working on cars. I fucking hate working on cars, but I'm cheap. I'd rather save the money. There's been plenty of times I've gotten my tools. I walked out to my car, and I even did the classic
Mhm.
hands on the hips, just staring at the engine. Like I don't even really know what the fuck I'm looking at right now. Guess it's time to YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
Guess it's time to YouTube. And I have no confidence in myself, but I'm gonna try anyways. I'm gonna try because I'll tell myself someone else did it. Why can't I? Even though I know this isn't my forte. Whether you're behind a fryer, behind a mic, or behind on your bills, confidence is the belief that you can still show up and get shit done and get better. In this economy, confidence might be the only currency that is always appreciating in value. So keep investing in yourself, compound your courage, and don't forget to even fake it if you need to, just a little bit. But you got to back it up with action because it's just a temporary loan. And that's going to wrap it up for the wealthy wisdom of the day. Unless there's anything else that you want to add real quick, James, pertaining to confidence, pertaining to.
Um, I mean, like, no, I was gonna go back to skiing and just say, like, like you don't have to have like full confidence in yourself if you can do it scared, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Just let your body do what it's doing and then follow through with it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
That's all.
Yep. Sometimes you gotta let the feed. Sometimes you gotta let the feet lead the brain. Every once in a while, not all the time though, because you don't want to randomly walk off the cliff or something. But that's gonna wrap it up. All right, that was your wealthy wisdom. But now it's time to move on into next gen thoughts, where we're talking confidence, but from a younger perspective. So that TikTok, IG, FaceTime, all that new social media. I'm hoping James, he's a rare one, but this is my tap in to the next gen.
Mhm.
So I ain't judging. I'm just observing loudly with a microphone, as you can see. Now, back in the day, we had to earn our confidence. Like, I don't know if you heard, but we had roast battles. You had
Yeah.
to survive the playground, disrespect, come back the next day, and you might get depantsed or something, and you still got to come back the next day confident. Excuse me. Confidence came from surviving embarrassing moments with no mute button and being able to show your face at school the next day. Now, somebody puts a ring light on. Nowadays, somebody puts a ring light on, throws up an inspirational quote on IG, and it's like boom, confidence. At least that's what we see.
Yeah.
Who knows how you really are? And it must be hard trying to keep that together 24/7. So, James, let me ask you this though. As far as you and or your peers, do you have any type of like hype rituals before you go out for the day or pregame or maybe like do you practice in the mirror? Like I'm not even gonna lie, when I was younger in my old teens and young 20s, I used to pose in the mirror all the time, build up a little confidence. Going out on club night, catch myself in the mirror with a shirt off,
Mhm.
even though I ain't the biggest guy, but I know I get a pose.
Mhm.
So nowadays, though, it's the next generation. Things are different. There's different approaches and everything like that. Is there anything specific that you know that you do, or any of your peers that you know of?
um Personally, no. I mean, honestly, like the same kind of stuff, just like, you know, looking at yourself in the mirror, or sometimes you get that like 3 a.m. inspiration, like I'm the best motherfucker in the world, I'm the coolest, I'm the sexiest, I'm the sickest. But like, honestly, most of the time I feel like I'm just winging it, and like that's it. Like I don't really do anything to like boost my confidence, I guess.
Hmm.
Unless it's like, like I wear a nice outfit, or
Hmm.
like,
Hmm.
choose something specific for the next day so that I know that I'll be comfortable, you know, that type
Definitely,
of stuff.
definitely. I would say that was probably the dress thing was probably one of my last personal ones.
Mhm.
Um, I don't really do it as much just because I have so much going on. I'm like
Yeah.
one less thing to worry about. But yeah, back in my day, when I used to before Jess, you know, that was one of my things. Me and my buddy called it Boofidence Consters, confidence boosters. So it might be as you kids say nowadays, might be a nice fit.
Mhm.
I might throw on some stuff and go out for a club night or even just shaping up because I was still to this day, till this day, I've always been a working man. But that weekend comes and I'm like, all right, let me try to get a little nice for some females. Maybe I can go meet a lady or something, meet a lady friend.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's the old school, good old faithful though. That's one of those ones. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Mhm.
And I'm sure it goes both genders too. Ladies and men. You ladies out there getting ready. You got the waxing off your mustaches and all that stuff. you're looking all good after the wax. Men too, waxing off their chest and everything. If that's what you do, not me though. But yeah, man, I okay, I see. So it's basically the same thing as far as you go and your peers that you know. The social media thing though, there's a lot of fakery I feel like on there, but in the end, you can't really tell though, like who is unless you're in that circle or in that person's life. There's all kind of filters, AI captions, mood boards, and just so much stuff. So, do you feel like your generation is more or less confident, or do you feel like there's just more of a platform to fake it till you make it?
I mean, I think that like it really is like just it's probably like a big spectrum because like there are really confident people that carry themselves fully with confidence. There are
Mhm.
people that fake it, and then there's the people that like they see social media, they see people that like look better than them or whatever. Like they can feel bogged down by it,
Mhm. Mhm.
and I don't know. I feel like I mean, it's just a spectrum. That's how I
Mhm.
feel about it. But
Okay,
yeah,
okay. So you're feeling like it's fairly evened out. You don't think there's really one more of the other or anything like that? Like
yeah,
as a whole, the generation isn't less confident or more confident.
yeah. I mean, I feel like, um, I don't know. I feel like we're a little bit more confident, like in a certain sense, I guess.
Mhm.
But I don't know really like if much has changed. But like from my experience in like high school, like I feel like most of everybody was like pretty confident.
Mhm.
You know? Yeah.
See, from what I was assuming, but I don't know because I'm not out there hanging out with your peer group. But my thing was I was kind of assuming that it was gonna be higher, just because it feels like there's a different level of entitlement these
Mhm.
days. I feel
Yeah.
like so I would have I was expecting it to be like, oh yeah, well I feel like our well, not necessarily you specifically, but the generation as a whole, I feel like does have a little bit more confidence,
Mhm.
just because, and then also too because there's more positive, there's a lot of negative, but there's more positive options. Like when I was younger, there was no there wasn't anybody getting on the bully for
Mhm.
body shaming
Yeah.
when I was younger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you were getting picked on, unfortunately, sorry people out there, but back in the day, if you were fat and you were getting picked on, everybody was picking on you. Like there wasn't really somebody that was like, that's mean, you can't be
Yeah.
fat shaming, unless you were like the best friend.
Mhm.
But then it wasn't like you can't fat shame me. It was just like you ain't gonna
Yeah.
talk about my friend like that.
Yeah.
It didn't, when they stood up to defend them, it wasn't about them being fat. It was about them being their friend.
Yeah.
But nowadays, you got a defense for every group of people,
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like
Mhm.
so.
Yeah. Um, I'd say that actually, like, because of that, like, because people are more like confident to like present themselves in a certain way, like however the
Mhm,
fuck they want. Like, I think that is a testament to how confidence has changed into being. I mean, I don't know. Not it hasn't changed, I guess, but it's like it's more prevalent to like just do whatever you want, like
mhm,
with your body and like with your clothes and how you present yourself and you know show the things that you like because it's what I like and that's confidence.
mhm, mhm.
I feel like it definitely takes more confidence to
Yeah, yeah,
do that.
yeah, definitely. See, I think you guys definitely have it. It's more it's not black and white
Hmm.
explaining it, like looking at it like just straight face value.
Hmm.
I feel like most people wouldn't see, but when you break it down like that, I feel like this generation definitely does have more confidence. Because just thinking about like what you're saying, like how
Hmm.
people just They people are just more willing to be themselves now.
Yeah.
Like growing up, like nowadays you don't really hear about gay people being in the closet.
Hmm.
Like you decide you want to tell people you're gay, it
Hmm.
happens that same day
Yeah.
nowadays. You know what I mean? It's not like I want to come out. No, no, I'm gonna wait a month.
Hmm.
No, no, I'm gonna wait a year. There was people like my peer group. There's people out there that waited till they're like 30 something years old
Hmm.
before they publicly let people know. You know what I mean? Now there's people 14, 15, 16 years old
Hmm.
being like, this is me, accept me for me.
Yeah.
You know, and that takes a lot of confidence to do that.
Hmm.
And just just going against the norm too.
Hmm.
You know, thinking about that as a whole, because I feel like my generation was on the cusp of doing what our parents said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's half of the people in my generation I feel like
Hmm.
did exactly what their parents said. They went to college, they got a paying job, they did this, da, 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 da. And then there's the people who are kind of like me, who are like, I'm gonna just do me. I'm gonna try to be an entrepreneur. I'm gonna have 18,000 jobs and blah blah
Yeah.
blah.
Yeah.
You know, but I feel like that freeness is more concentrated in this next generation,
Hmm.
which they might not all be in the mental state to be like, yeah, well, yeah, I am confident. But it takes, like you said, it takes
Hmm.
confidence to be yourself in a world where everybody wants to point a finger or mention something.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? It might not even be a person trying to be negative, but they just may be like, "Oh man, look, your ears stick out from your hair. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
cool." But who knows? You might be self conscious about that.
Hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
But but yeah, I don't know. I think I'm kind of rambling now. But yeah, I think you guys do have uh um a higher level of confidence as a whole generation. You
Hmm.
know, just because I know there was so much withheld in my generation, you know,
Hmm.
like just for example, the gay thing, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
or even some race things, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? There's
Yeah.
people I know, and people and things I've heard where they're like, I had to wait till my grandfather died type stuff.
Mm.
Like I couldn't bring this person around because of my grandparents. I couldn't bring man
Yeah.
in high school. Actually, in high school, my girlfriend's grandparents hated me.
Mm.
Her mom loved me and didn't care. Had her child with a Mexican man, but my girlfriend at the time, her mom's parents or her mom's mom,
Mhm.
and because I don't think that was her biological dad.
Mm.
But my anyways, they were racist. They didn't like black people.
Yeah.
So like I feel like it'll be hard to find a 20-year-old, a 19-year-old, 18-year-old out there right now that's gonna be like, oh well no, I can't talk to you because my grandparents are racist. You know,
Yeah.
I can't talk outside my race,
Yeah.
you
And
know.
that's another thing too. Like I feel like the generation, like, we don't view our parents the same, or
Hmm.
like family members the same.
Hmm.
It's um like we don't owe them anything, it feels like. Like I don't know. I don't know how other people feel about it, but it's like sometimes parents just like feel entitled to their kid, and it's like, "Oh, I clothe you and feed you and have a roof over your head." But it's like from the child's perspective, it's like, "Oh, you're abusive and, all this stuff. So I
Hmm.
don't feel like I want to communicate with you anymore." You
Hmm.
know? So like we, I guess, understand that we're separate from our families.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I get it. Yeah. And and that again, you know, like that comes down to confidence.
Mhm.
Like I'm from a generation where you don't talk back to your parents.
Mhm.
Like you don't speak up. Like you don't like as bad as it sounds coming out of my mouth in this day and age, when I grew up, a lot of my peers, you didn't have an opinion really
Mhm.
in the house. You know what I mean? If your parents said to do this, if this was supposed to be this way, then it was done. There was no like, well, I don't know if I can do that, or I got work, or blah blah blah. There was like, no, this is what you're doing. You're not saying anything back. You're just going to do it, you know. And I mean, it goes both ways though too, because it takes confidence in the parents to even have that kind of relationship and change that culture, I guess you could say, because even though I was raised that way, and I'm not gonna lie, it trickles in, but I'm not exactly like my parents.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it does trickle in, and it's probably because of the way I was raised, you know. And there's certain things that I just certain beliefs and certain perspectives, but but yeah, it takes a lot of confidence on both ends to do that, for sure, in order to speak up, in order and uh to change what was the norm,
Mhm.
you know. But I give the trophy to the next generation. You guys are definitely more confident, even though if you guys don't really notice it, you are. You are.
Hell yeah.
All right, well, that's gonna wrap it up to, well, yes, just for the segment. Sorry, that's gonna wrap it up for the next gen thoughts. Let us know in the comments what you guys think. Do you think that the next generation is more confident than my generation, or is the Gen Z more confident than the millennials? You think, or are the millennials more confident than the Zs? You let me know. Uh, but we will be rolling on into the next segment of the show, which is the health is wealth. One of my favorites. One of my favorites, because it's not really that great of an idea to go ahead and go after all this money and then like have be a morbidly obese by the time you're a millionaire, or be 70 something years old in a walker. So you got to keep your health in check. Make sure you got that balance. All right, today that was the next gen thoughts, where we were talking about confidence, filters, and the mystery of how James always has the confidence of a world class champion. But now we're gonna switch it up a little bit, tap into something y'all need to know. We're getting into the health is wealth, because what good is building generational wealth if you are too tired, too foggy, or too wired to enjoy it? And today we're talking about the silent, invisible energy we're all swimming in, but barely even talk about. It's everywhere, everywhere. EMFs, aka electromagnetic fields. Actually, sorry, let me back up real quick. I forgot to do my same old slippity slap splitch. The Health is Wealth segment is brought to you by Jessica Marrero and Christina Rose of Elevated Souls. They say that we are here to elevate your soul, and my laptop just crashed. You can reach them at 480. Oh, no, it didn't crash. No, why you always be messing with me in the middle of the show, bro? 480 269 2649. Oh, it came back. 480 I got it right. I got it right. 480-269-2649. Or you can follow them on IG, which is what I recommend, so you can find out where they're vending next. So you can get your sea moss, your handmade jewelry, or your fresh pressed juice. You can follow them on IG at ELIVE, the number 8D underscore SOULS. So let's bring it back to the EMFs. The ladies are talking about electromagnetic fields. Yes, I know. It sounds like some kind of villain power from Marvel movie, but nah, this ain't fiction. We're surrounded by EMFs 24/7, 365. Wi-Fi routers, Bluetooth, or 5G towers, AirPods, smart fridges, baby monitors, whatever it is, that mystery box you got in the corner of your living room that's blinking, that thing too. All of the wireless convenience, it comes with a price, and we aren't even seeing it. Literally, literally, not even saying it. Literally. Now, I'm not saying throw your phone in the ocean and go live in a cave, but let's talk about some possible side effects of EMF exposure. And I say possible because some folks are still debating, but listen, if your body feels off, listen. Like, listen. If your body feels off, listen. Meaning, talk with your body. It'll tell you stuff. But you can explore more. What you should do is do your due diligence. Mhm. Sleep disturbances. EMFs at night can mess with melatonin, your sleep hormone. That's your natural nighttime NyQuil. You ever scroll on your phone at midnight and then wonder why you can't sleep? Yeah, that might be the glow up you didn't ask for. Hmm? Oh.
Yeah.
You didn't ask for fatigue and low energy. Some people stay tired no matter how much they rest. If your bed is parked next to your Wi Fi router or a bunch of tech, your body might be catching static instead of Z's. Headaches and brain fog. Head always tight, can't focus. Some folks say their symptoms disappear once they leave their devices behind for a day. James, you ever walk away from your phone and suddenly feel like
Just like my brain is like vibrating.
mm-hmm. You just feel just like clarity all of a sudden. It's just like release.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like if I've been on my phone all day, I feel so much brain fog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but being away from it and taking a breath of fresh air, like outside,
Mm-hmm.
oh my God, it's so nice.
Yes, yes. So yeah, hey, if you're listening and you are a remote worker, James just dropped a gem right there. You know, if you're feeling all foggy, brain foggy, you're not feeling right, sitting there at the computer on the phone doing your remote work, take a break. Go outside, let that sun hit you. Be careful though if you're in Arizona. Just saying. Just saying. We're no longer in winter, so be careful. But yeah, go outside, take a deep breath, get some fresh air up in those lungs, and then get back at it. Stress and anxiety. There's some studies that link EMF exposure to higher cortisol levels. That's your stress hormone. So if you're feeling anxious, wired, but tired, might not just be life, could be your laptop giving you low key trauma. And nobody likes trauma because then you might have to spend money on a psychiatrist. I don't want that. Or you can get a marijuana prescription. And
That
get
works.
this. What was
I
that?
said that works.
And get this, some people get what they call electromagnetic hypersensitivity or EHS. They feel nausea, dizziness, heart palpitations, all of that just from being near tech. Now, I'm not saying go on and like, make a whole house of the little triangle tinfoil hats and stuff like that. But just be mindful of your Wi Fi. Got a stronger signal than your immune. Be mindful of your Wi Fi and make sure it doesn't have a stronger signal than your immune system. DMA, DMA. Were you gonna say something?
DMA. Oh no, I mean, there was a study. This has just been itching at me, but there's a study that your phone, like if you keep it near you, uh, like while you sleep or something, like
Mm-hmm.
it was a study that showed that it like decreased the testosterone levels in men and decreased sperm production as well.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we keep our phones in our pockets 24/7.
Yep.
That shit is wild.
Actually, that's on the list.
Yeah.
It's not as detailed as you just said, but it does mention that.
Yeah.
Yep. So we got DMA damage and oxidative stress. This one's deep. Some lab studies show EMFs might mess with DNA and speed up aging. That part, ladies, you ladies know you worried about that part. You want to age faster, ladies? Huh? Huh? I don't mind having my old man strength and being able to call everybody you dumb fuck. If you didn't know, that's going to be my catchphrase when I hit like 75, 70. Whenever I look like I might be senile, that's what I'm going to start using it. Hormonal disruption and reproductive effects. Look, it ain't just about vibes. EMFs might hit your hormones too: pineal gland, thyroid, even sperm quality. So, yeah, James is right. You might want to move that phone away every once in a while. Every once in a while. Look, confidence is great, but you know what helps confidence? Clarity, energy, rest, and health. EMFs might be invisible, but the effects could be very real, affecting that whole list that I just mentioned. So if you want to glow up, not just think ring light, think airplane mode, think balance. Confidence don't mean being on 24/7, like on your electronics 24/7. It means knowing when to log off, recharge, and protect your peace, because you can't have one without the other. You got to have your health with your wealth, right? Right. So if this one resonates with you at all, go ahead, make sure you like, comment, follow everything that we got going on. Um, Let me know if you guys are familiar with the EMFs and if you do anything personally to help balance it. You know, let me know. Let me know. We do not own any rights. Sorry. Dang, I've been really good this season. Really good this season. We do not own any rights to any of the random comments that may come out of my mouth. 90s kid, sorry. That's how we roll. But that's going to wrap it up for the Health is Wealth today. And then we're going to roll into the last segment of the day. Yes, sir. We're actually going to skip the last segment. So, yeah.
We're doing
I don't
wacky wealth.
yeah. I didn't have anybody for today.
Oh,
And
I see. I see.
it was a lot. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll just skip it for today. But we're going to do Wacky Wealth. It's going to be the last segment of the show. So let's get on into it. It's time for that segment where we leave the charts, stocks, and sensible advice at the door. It's just time to have some fun. Worldfully weird side of wealth. This right here is the Wacky Wealth. And today we're talking about confidence so bold it had no business working out, but it somehow did. Let me start with this. You ever seen someone so confident and so wrong at the same time? Like really? Just go ask a toddler if they're really fast. They'll look at you dead in the face, no blink. Excuse my language because they probably wouldn't say it, but they'll be like, I'm fast as fuck, boy. I'm fast as fuck. Little 3-year-old. You know damn well. Come on now. Come on now. I'm faster than a cheetah. No evidence, no cardio. Kid probably doesn't even got shoes on. Just vibes and confidence. And I can respect that though. I can respect that because confidence is like that. It's a superpower. Sometimes the belief hits before the skills do. But hey, beliefs moves mountains and sometimes tricycles too. Now, check this. I found some real life weirdos on the internet who turned their confidence into actual money. Listen to this. There is this, I kid you not, a whole competition. This. There's a whole competition called underwater pumpkin carving.
What?
Frank, hit up your boy. I forget his name, but Frank knows this sculptor, and I think he prefers doing jack-o'-lanterns too. Maybe Frank, hit your boy up. Tell him about the underwater pumpkin carving championship. It's a championship, baby. It's a championship. Yeah, scuba dive with a pumpkin and carve it underwater. That's interesting. It's an interesting one. Who said, you know what this jack-o'-lantern needs? It's a snorkel. You got to be the next level confident to be like, I'm about to carve the Mona Lisa in this pumpkin while holding my breath, dodging seaweed. Confidence.
That's so weird. You win money
How,
from that?
what was that?
You win money from that?
Yeah, it says it's a championship. So it's some kind of
How many
competition,
people are doing this?
right? I kind of want to look it up and see, like,
I gotta
maybe
go
we can
do
go
this.
visit it as well for generations.
Yeah.
But check it. So there's a career called you might have heard of this one, but takes a lot of confidence on so many levels. Kids might want to step away for a moment on this one. There's a career called professional cuddler. Yep, people getting paid to just snuggle strangers. That takes a whole different level of confidence. You got to walk into a room like, I know what you need, and it's me spooning you for $80 an hour.
Yeah.
But like seriously though, guys, I'm kind of curious, man. So what are you doing? Triple underwear? You know, thinking about grandma? Cause you know you gotta have, man. I mean, I hate. I don't. Hey, I'm real. Okay, I like to keep it real. I like to keep it real. Mr. Male Snuggler, professional snuggler. What do you do when she's snuggling a little close? Do you put the next song on? The group next? Ooh, it's so exciting. Yeah, that song, grinding. Yeah. Do you just let it go? Does it I don't know. Like I'm kind of curious. I would love to if there's any professional snugglers out there, I would love to interview you. Cuz I'm curious, man. I'm curious. Like does it have to stay strictly snuggle? Like are there exceptions? If say both of you actually happen to be attracted to each other, and gotta lift and rise and we do not own any rights. I'm just saying it takes a lot of confidence to ask somebody $80 an hour to snuggle with me when I snuggle with my lady for free. You can probably find somebody to snuggle with you for free. Just saying. And then guys. And then but also too, I don't even want to put it only on the guys. Girls too, women too. What if it's just some random fucking super Fabio that walks into the room? You know what I mean? Like, ladies, I don't know what it is that would make you want to, but that's all I can think of. What if some super Fabio walks into the room and this lady is like, oh, I get to cuddle with you? Sweet. Like how does the dude you have to stay professional? Like, is that in the contract? Does it have to stay professional? If she wants to be like, hey, I'll pay you extra $200, 280 if want to keep a secret. you know. But I don't know. I'm curious. So if any of you professional snugglers out there, I want to know. Let me know. But it takes confidence, though. I think it takes a lot of confidence on both ends to call somebody up and order it. Like that, just
Like
to
where do
order
you
that.
like where do you do like is it like a Facebook marketplace type thing? Like you call
I
them
don't
up and
know. I would
like
assume maybe some kind of app or something. Because I
maybe.
doubt it's a marketplace thing. Because I think that you got to have
Yeah,
regulations. You know what I mean? You can't
yeah.
have some ex-con
Dude.
that's known for fucking raping women and shit being a professional snuggler. Like,
Oh my god.
there has to be some kind of regulations. They got to do background and stuff like that. Because you're going to these people's homes.
Yeah.
So I would assume there's some type of company that double checks stuff. At least, I mean, I don't know. I would assume. I'm assuming. Um, but shoot, if you professional snuggler, man, come get an interview. That'll be a question. Like, how's that work? You know, how's all that work? I don't know.
Yeah, man, I just tuck it in the waistband. That's all. That's
I
all you
just get
gotta
I get tidy whities, 2 sizes too small. That's all. That's all.
do. Jesus.
I pour a bunch of Neosporin down there. Or wait, no, Neosporin. It's not
Neosporin.
no,
Icy hot.
no, not the icy hot because it might get hot.
That shit'll be
I
fucked
was
up.
thinking about trying to numb it.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
if I just numb everything down there, I'll be all right.
Oh my god.
But yeah, I don't know. It's interesting, because me, I don't even like really being close to the people at the DMV, let alone snuggling with a stranger. So I don't know. Let me drop a couple funny confidence tips real quick. Confidence tips number one: stand like you own the building, even if you're just there to like open the door and see what's going on. Like, hey, what's going on? Cool. But yes, that's one of my oldest ones right there. Not exactly how it says, but my father was in the Air Force, and this is one of the biggest things that I take from him being in my life and what the military can do for you. But I always remember my father being and teaching me to stand up straight, hold your head high, and act like you are supposed to be there.
Mhm.
And that is something I always unless I don't want to be seen. I ain't even gonna lie. Sometimes I get super introvert and I'll change my body language in order to stay an introvert.
Mhm.
I'll be over in the corner just like, yeah, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, what's good?
Yep.
Just because I don't want you to mess with me right now. But that is a good one, though. Stand like you own the building. Whenever you want to exude your confidence, just stand up straight and act like you are supposed to be there. Act like this area that you are standing in, I own this shit. Tip number two: Dress like the person your future self will thank you for, or at least won't clown on you later, you know. You know. But only you can clown you the best. Just saying. Uh oh, I thought I had a third one. No? Huh. My bad. So, Mr. James, what's the most confident thing you've ever did that had no business working out, but somehow did? Or can you think of one?
I mean, I can think of so many instances of people doing stuff just like purely confidence. Like you see it on social media, like people will literally like in their normal clothing walk into the back section of a Walmart and like walk around like talking to the people working there being like, "Yo, where's John?" Like where's John or where's David? It's
Mhm,
like asking for like a superintendent when he doesn't even work there and he's in the back where like they keep all of the storage for
mhm.
all of their items and shit. And like or honestly,
Excuse me.
honestly, I'm gonna be honest. This is not a
Mhm.
good thing that I did, and I don't like that I did this, okay? But when I lived in Aspen, I would take things from the city market. And one time, me and my friends, we had a big old party at his house because his parents weren't there. Everybody was getting shit faced. And I didn't drink or smoke. So I was like, hey, I'm going to be right back. I'm going to get some snacks for you guys. I went in, I grabbed like 2 bags of Takis, I grabbed some Oreos, I grabbed a whole ass rotisserie chicken, and I
Damn.
fucking walked out. And they were like, they didn't say anything. They were looking at me and they were just like, but I kept walking with confidence and I smiled at them and they were like,
Yep.
okay, he bought it. Like,
Yep,
that's
yep.
how it works.
Actually, that reminds me also of a grocery store story, you know, and you know, no good comes from shoplifting, children. It does affect your record for life. Crime is wrong. But so I used to work at this LA Fitness office right next to a Fry's, and I'll never forget because soon as we walked out, I started laughing so hard because me and my buddy Zach at the time we went into the Fry's and we would always go in there like almost every day, like literally almost every day. Our office was literally 2 doors down. So we go in there almost every day and we would buy stuff and sometimes stuff would end up in our pockets. And one time we were leaving and I think I bought something because we needed like something practical, like I think I bought like a coffee maker or something like that. We bought the big thing, but then some other stuff happened to fall in the bag on the way out. And when we left, the thing went off, the sensor for the stealing. So it went off and everything. And we were like, oh shit, like fuck, that's never happened before.
Yeah.
Not that we do it all the time or anything like that. So the thing goes off, and one of the employees come up to us and they're like, hey, what's going on? And we're like, oh my god, the thing went off. It's like, here's my receipt. Like I paid for the coffee thing or whatever. Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, oh, oh, it's you guys. And we're like, yeah, it's us. We come here all the time. Like we would steal anything. We're here every day. And she's like, yeah, I know. All right, see you guys. And we just walked out.
Wow.
And we had like, I don't know, I think we had like deli meat, like batteries, some energy drinks. Like we had like 2 bags of shit. Like,
Damn.
and we just walked out. And and it was the confidence though. Like I turned
Yeah.
around, I was willing to give her my receipt. My buddy added the part, like, oh yeah, we come here all the time. We would never steal from you guys, blah, blah, blah. And then she knew who we were, and we were just hell. And somehow we got away with that one.
Jesus.
Somehow we got away.
Pure
Shout
confidence.
out to Zach.
Yeah. I mean, goddamn.
That was a crazy one for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, there's definitely gonna be times, we don't condone any shoplifting, any crimes. It can affect your life indefinitely. But there's some times where stuff may happen, you know, and if you have the confidence to pivot in the right way, then you could successfully walk out of the situation unscathed. Confidence. Act like you're supposed to be there. There you go. That's what we did at Fry's. We acted like we were supposed to be there. You know us. We'll be back tomorrow. And we probably were. We probably had some other things fall in the bag. But it happens. It happens. But yeah, that's the beauty of confidence. So all it takes is a little bit of courage, a wild idea, and some confidence, and you can go super far. Like super far. But that is going to wrap it up for the wacky wealth. And actually, it's going to wrap it up for the day. Frank, don't forget to hit up your homie about the underwater pumpkin carving championship. I want to see him do it. I want to see it. I want to see it. Do you have anything else you'd like to add about confidence for the day, Mr. James?
You know what? All right. Never mind.
No, man, you gotta have the confidence. You gotta have the confidence to say it, bro.
Okay,
just get it off your chest, man.
God, all right.
You'll feel better afterwards.
Last night, all right, I was up in bed. I was thinking about confidence too. I was like, damn, I need some confidence. And I realized, right,
that Captain Insano opens up a can of whip ass and gives you confidence.
Yeah. So I was thinking, like, driving a car, right? Like, I have full confidence in the car. Like, I know exactly what I'm doing. My brain is in my body. I know what I'm doing. I'm controlling my body like a car. My brain is in the world, like reality. You shape your reality, and you have the power to shape your reality however you want, but you limit yourself based on fear. And that's it. If you're scared, that's the sign that you need to go and do it, because it's your brain holding you back, and you need to push through it and understand that everything's going to be okay in the end of it all. That's all.
Gems, diamonds, rubies, emeralds, gems. Y'all hear that, man? I hope y'all had your notebook out. Hope you had the notebook out. You can shape your own reality. Basically, he's saying you can do whatever the fuck you want. Be a fucking Gen Z and just do what you want. Be comfortable in your skin and do whatever the fuck you want. Whatever. As long as you're not, killing people or putting people in, fatal situations, as long as you're not putting people in fatal situations, everything. And or touching people without consent. As long as you're not doing one of those two things, do it. Fucking do it. As long as it's not one of those two things, do it. Do it. You want to be like Will Smith and slap Chris Rock? Do it. He ain't gonna hit you back. His brother might come after you, but Chris Rock ain't gonna hit you back. Not unless you like smaller than him. He might retaliate. But anyways, let's get a round of applause for the reigning champ, the engineer of all engineers, Mr. James Marrero. Thank you, sir, for holding it down on the ones today. Appreciate you being here. Thank you.
Well,
and then we got another applause, and that one's for you guys. You guys, all y'all out there, all the followers, supporters, commentators, all that jazz. Thank you very much. And on that note, though, we're going to wrap it up. Peace.